All right, my people, welcome back. SANS berate Malami DSS over continued detention of Igboho'S 4 remaining aides despite meeting bail conditions. Well, onto this, 3 senior advocates of Nigeria have tackled the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami San and the Director General of the Department of State Services, Yusuf Bichi, over the continued detention of 12 aides of Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Adeyemo despite meeting all bail conditions. The senior advocate Femi Falana, Ebum Olu Adegboruwa, and then Ifedayo Adedipe said the DSS is inviting anarchy and lawlessness into the country by not obeying the order of a federal high court sitting in Abuja, which granted bail to the 12 detained aides of the separatist leader, also known as Sunday Igboho. They spoke in separate interviews with The Punch over the weekend. According to the detainees, lawyer Pelumi Olajengbesi, the presiding judge, Justice Obiora Egwatu, had signed the release order of all the 12 detainees when they fully met their bail condition last week, including the provision of 24 sureties. Well, onto this, the detainees are Abdulateef Onolakpo Tajuddin Irinloye, Dikeolu Ademola Ayobami Donald Uthman Adelabu Olakunle Oluwapelumi Raji Kazeem Taiwo Tajuddin Amudat Babatunde Abidin Shitu Jamiu Oyetunji and Bamidele Sunday. Well, it has been gathered that out of the 12 detained aides, just 8 had been released, and then onto this, the SANS have raised eyebrow onto this, that why are the 4 still in detention? All right, so and then as it is, the detainees have spent over 61 days in DSS custody since they were arrested around 1 a.m. on July 1st, 2021, when the secret police raided Igboho'S Ibadan residence in a Gestapo style, killing 2 other associates of the activist in a gun duel. All right, and then as it is, the 4 detainees had approached the court to seek their release. However, DSS lawyer Idowu Awo had kicked against the bail granted by Justice Egwatu on August 4th, 2021 to 4 of the detainees, Babatunde Shitu Oyetunji and then Sunday, claiming that they were heavily involved in the alleged offense of arms stockpiling and other criminal activities of their boss, Igboho. Well, meanwhile, Awo had also filed a remand application for the DSS to continue to detain the contested 4, and subsequently approached a court of appeal sitting in Abuja to revoke the bail earlier granted by Justice Egwatu. But despite the objections of the DSS lawyer, the judge had granted all the detainees bail and then signed their release order. The court also served the signed warrant of release to the secret police last week, but days after Olajengbesi said the DSS was yet to free the detainees as ordered by the court. Speaking with The Punch, Adegboruwa said the failure by the DSS to comply with the order of the court releasing on bail the aides of Chief Sunday Adeyemo is an invitation to anarchy It is an invitation to lawlessness, and then it is to encourage a breakdown of law and order. The reason why we have the DSS and then indeed the government is because they are established by law. DSS didn't just come into being on its own. It is a product of the legislature. The government itself is a product of the constitution that prescribes the system with which we voted them into power and define their function. That same law establishes the court, and then it is stated in section 287 of the 1999 Constitution that all persons exercising legislative, executive, and judicial powers must give directive to all order made by courts in Nigeria. And to that extent, it is not proper for any agency or any person at all to receive the order of a court and sit upon it and refuse to obey it, because if the government refuses to obey the order of the court, what does it expect citizens to do? How do citizens comply with the directive of government when the government itself is refusing to obey and comply with law and order? It said the appeal filed by the DSS should not be granted. There is no stay of execution that should be granted for the enforcement of the liberty of any citizen, because the person is not going to run away. The fact that a suspect is released on bail in accordance with the orders of the court does not jeopardize the case that the DSS may have against them. The remedy for the DSS is, in this particular case, is to release them and then gather its evidence together and go ahead and prosecute them in court and await the final decision of the court, the SAN stated. Igboho'S urged the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired to prevail upon the DSS to obey the bail granted by the court. According to his statement, I quote, "I am appealing to the President who is in charge of the DSS, because the DSS is a department under the presidency, to give necessary directive to ensure that the order is obeyed," the human rights activist added. Also, another senior advocate, Détéñtiøn, told The Punch that the continued detention of Igboho'S aides despite the court order granting them bail was not surprising, as the Buhari regime has a knack for disregarding court orders. He said, "Nothing surprises me anymore about this particular regime. The disrespect for the judiciary is legendary. You will recall that the former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki, was repeatedly denied his freedom when the court pronounced that he should be released. You will equally recall that the cleric in Kaduna State, Ibrahim Zakzaki, that got recently freed on a so-called murder charge. Unfortunately, we have an attorney general that is more of a politician than a minister of justice for the federation." All right, my people, and then that is what it is on to this one. Well, the truth of the matter has been that this set of people are not to be trusted, and that is it. It has been said that we have seen him as a politician instead of a minister of justice, and that is what it is, my people. What more can we say on to this one? Meanwhile, let me have your take on this, and remember to subscribe for more updates. Thanks and God bless.